does it mean to be a discerning listener? What are some worthy considerations in determining what music you choose to listen to or not listen to? As opposed to standard broadcast radio, which provides a prescribed buffet of music as determined by the industry and market, streaming technology now allows you to be highly selective in what you choose to listen or download. You can build your own playlists, or streaming services will tailor your listening experience to your likes and dislikes. You have the opportunity to decide how you spend your listening time and your money, but bear in mind that you're still supporting artists by streaming their material. But what determines what you listen to and what you invest in, be that downloads or CDs or a paid streaming service? The field of artistic taste or musical taste has been written about extensively, dating back to contributions of philosophers and aesthetes a couple centuries ago. I'll just speak briefly about some things that we might take into account as music listeners and supporters of musical artists, creators, performers, and producers. One thing that plays a significant role in musical taste and selection is purpose. Why do you listen? Is it for entertainment, for mood altering, for background music while you drive, work, or perform other tasks? Do you generally just hear music, or are you an active listener who really listens to music at a much deeper and more engaged and evaluative level? If you simply listen for enjoyment, you may not be as discerning or selective. You may be open to whatever comes up in queue or in a stream or playlist. If you invested in, or you're thinking of investing in, a paid streaming service, or if you purchase downloads or CDs, you may have stronger reasons for being selective in choices you make. You may also be a listener who shifts listening modes, sometimes being a passive listener and sometimes an engaged and active listener. Those listening modes play an important role in what you choose to listen to or not listen to. I happen to be very selective about what I listen to and what I choose to invest my time and money in, and as a result I have certain things that I take into consideration as a listener. I think it's worth consideration to actively research artists' music, to seek to discover songs and styles and artists that are tailored to our interests, but also worthy of our time and money. Craftsmanship is certainly a consideration. I value works that are well composed or constructed, that demonstrate the skill or technique of the creator or composer. In addition, I value quality performance. I appreciate artists who not only compose or create their music, but are also able to perform it effectively. I'm willing to pay for and reward quality craftsmanship as recognition of a composer, creator, or performer's abilities. I also consider longevity and viability to be important in determining what music to listen to. Is a particular song, recording, or artist simply part of a fad, or is the product they produce something that will endure? Has the music demonstrated longevity by already being a part of having a long history, being embraced over time as a significant or valuable work? Or for newer works, does it have the substance to be around in 30 years and still be valued as a contribution to the musical repertoire? Or is it something that simply lacks musical textual substance or merit and not likely to endure or be relevant? I think relevance is important. Does the music or text express or say something that has meaning and value? Is it addressing an aspect of our society or a culture that is significant? Do the music or text really speak to something of importance, or are they shallow or superficial? I think authenticity is also important in determining what to listen to. Is the artist sharing something of themselves, or is the music and/or text banal, mundane, superficial, or pretentious? Is the artist merely trying to appeal to the market and the masses? Are they perhaps drawing attention to themselves instead of the text, the music, or the message? I value originality and creativity. The market is inundated with music that essentially uses the same elements and materials of music, often in different guises, but in essence parodies itself. Few artists venture far from the path of established styles and genres, particularly in an environment in which marketability is compromised if you veer too far from the mainstream. Though I think there is a growing market and following for artists who try to be creative and original. I value artists who try new ideas, daring to extend themselves artistically beyond a market based largely on universal appeal or appeals to distinct styles or genres with established audience bases. Appeal is certainly important, and this is where our musical tastes and selections can vary greatly. We're all drawn to different types of music. Some things connect with us on some level better than others. Much of this is due to our temperament, inclinations, associations, and possibly even our musical background and upbringing. Another consideration in musical taste and listening choices is open-mindedness. Do we restrict our taste to certain styles, or are we open to the idea that viable music and valuable listening experiences can encompass an array of styles and genres? As a side note, as a composer, creator, and artist, I've chosen to defy convention in many respects. I seek to appeal to the discerning listener, but I also take into consideration the passive listener, though to a lesser degree. I don't concern myself with marketability or with appealing to the masses. Music creation is a highly personal endeavor for me. Quite honestly, I don't care if anyone listens to my music or what their reaction to it is. So yes, it's likely true that my work will never be successful in the commercial market, but I'm okay with that. That's not my goal or purpose. Music is a huge part of our lives. We spend a great deal of time surrounding ourselves with music, and for various reasons. I hope we all consider why we listen, and build our time and monetary investments around sound and select principles, rather than succumbing blindly to the whims of a market based on profit, less built around the idea of an informed audience base, quality, relevance, and the product itself. Think about it, and while you're thinking, listen to something that you've discerned to be worthy of your time.